So here's a comparison video. It's been a long time since I've done one, and it's really all NBA Live's fault because NBA Live 10 doesn't have that replay mode, doesn't have that feature that 2K does. So I have a lot of 2K footage, replay mode, live gameplay, but NBA Live, when you play the game online, you can't even get replays. And then offline, they don't have game tracks, so you don't really have all of the plays that that you can go into replay mode with. And I wanted to use that, for the videos because I have that for 2K, so I wanted to use that for live also. So I've just been lazy pretty much since I didn't want to do it manually, offline and offline settings, trying to replicate what's happening and show it there, but it really doesn't matter. Here's one of the videos, and before I talk about 2K, I just want to show you what happens in NBA Live. Show you so that you can really see the difference between the two games in this aspect of getting into the paint, scoring in the paint, etc. And I'm just going to go ahead and talk about NBA Live as I show you the footage. NBA Live 10, do the graphics bother me? Yes, they do. Not as much as the average gamer, but they do. The graphics, 2K hands down has better graphics. And I don't think people will take the game seriously until the game has good graphics and animations, because the way this game moves, it doesn't look as good as the 2K game. And so, because of how it looks, people will never give this game a chance. And it's going to stay that way until NBA Live changes the graphics, pretty much. You have NBA Live, they should know by now that the graphics are not where they need to be. They need to go a different route as far as graphics goes. I'm pretty sure that people were saying the same thing about the graphics for Live 09 and probably Live 08, but I'm not 100% sure. But the graphics, they know they need to change them, and they know they need to change the animations, because that's basically all that you hear. You hear that the game, it looks robotic, it doesn't look smooth, it doesn't look realistic. They need to change that. It can't be that hard to do, and they need to be more like 2K in that department. Now, despite the game not looking realistic, it has a lot of realistic aspects to it. And if you've been paying attention to the footage that I'm showing, getting into the paint and scoring in the paint is not a walk in the park. You see a lot of collision detection. You see a lot of just dribbling into the paint is not easy in NBA Live. Getting into the paint, period, in NBA Live is not easy. You have to really work as a team to get into the paint. You cannot simply just run into the paint. You can't just simply make one pass and get into the paint. It's more like real basketball, and where the defense matters and position matters. So if you have position in the paint, the offensive player cannot just take the position away from you. He can't just disrespect you like he can in NBA 2K10. So I'm just showing one game basically. This is the first game since the new year that I played of NBA Live Online. I'm just showing the game basically.
Nice entry pass.
And you see a lot of good defensive plays. You see a lot of collision, and that's basically the key word, collision detection. Because when we get to this 2K10 video, it's going to be very ugly, very ugly. And just look at the attention that players get in this game when they get near the paint. Do you see how the Pistons are helping out? They're coming over, and it's not like they're coming over and leaving people wide open. It's not like you can make one pass and then all of a sudden you can score. No, players are moving around the court. They're closing out. They're helping each other. And that's how basketball is played. That's why in the NBA, and that right there, that was actually really nice right there. Stuckey did a nice move, got inside, sliced and diced. And that's basically how it is in the NBA. Getting into the paint is not so easy. If it was that easy, then people would score layups and dunks all game long in the NBA, but they don't. And in NBA Live, you really are forced to take jump shots because getting into the paint with a whole bunch of people trying to prevent you from getting in there. It's basically, it forces you to take jump shots unless you want to, you know, have a bad field goal percentage. And this is why I think that 2K can learn a lot from NBA Live. That's why I'm jealous of NBA Live, because I see how good their defense is in the paint, and I wonder why can't, you know, 2K10 have that. So 2K10 video is coming up. This was actually a very close game, and I win this game. Right here, that's the steal. And then this is the point, basically, that seals the deal right there. And both games actually have that problem. Tim Duncan is not a ferocious dunker. In both games, Tim Duncan can throw down some mean slams. All right, so here's the NBA 2K10 footage. I'm actually using the Lakers this game. I'm using the Lakers. I'm testing them out. I'm giving them a run. And so far, so good with the paint defense. So it's not all the way bad. It's not completely horrible, but when we move on to a certain part of this video, you're going to see that it is terrible. So here, this is good. I'm fine with that. That's straight. That's good. Timmy doing what he does. So that's good so far. So far, so good. And that's pretty good. Artest not getting an open lane. So far, so good. So I'm liking the defense so far. And here goes Ginobili slashing a little bit. And now here's where it gets ugly. He just inbounded the ball, and look at my players. Not only did my players turn around, they didn't know that they had to face the defense, but notice how Ginobili just walked into the paint and no one on the Lakers did anything. They didn't even look at him. Gasol on that play wasn't doing anything. He just let him walk right into the paint. There's no help defense. It's not like NBA Live where the team is trying to prevent you from getting into the game. They basically didn't do a thing when it came to helping out in the paint. So here we go again. Here's another inbound. Now watch this. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. So I did get back in front of him, but it looked like he was going to get a layup right off of an inbound. Here goes another one. So let's see. Look at this. No collision detection. Manu Ginobili just basically walks right to the paint. He didn't do any ISO motion moves. He just walked right to the paint. Here goes another inbound. Let's see what happens this time. Look at this. He just walks around. Again, no collision detection. Here goes another one. Another inbound. A pass inside. So if you see the scoring in the paint, it is so much easier in 2K10. It's like a walk in the park. Look at this. Look at all these defenders. There's no collision. Another untouched layup. So look at this. This is funny right here. There's collision detection. Now watch this. Look at that. It went from the game recognizing that I'm there to them to Jefferson basically just walking right for a dunk. Here goes another inbound, and look at Fisher. Look. Oh my. Not only is he just going right around the defender, but my team is not even defending. They're not even helping out. And it's funny because, and I finally get a block there. Wow. It's funny because the default sliders for the Lakers, their help defense slider is all the way up. Yet they're not even helping each other when someone comes to the paint. Look at all of these free layups. You see Bynum and Gasol just looking. They don't even attempt to come to the paint. So here goes Ginobili again. And look at that pass. He just passed it right in front of Bynum. Bynum didn't do a thing. And then this is funny, right? I actually let the computer defend Manu. And look at that. He just walks right around the CPU there. He can even walk right around the CPU without an ISO motion move. So here I'm going to do it again. Look at that. He just walks. Look. Oh. All right, now I just wanted to show this at the end of the game. Let's just look at the stats. You see the score is 65-67. And look at the field goal percentage. The Spurs shot 58% on the game. The Lakers shot 61% on the game. And the funny thing is, the Spurs had 60 points in the paint out of 67, and yet I only had 34, yet I still shot 61%. So that tells you something about the defense in this game. We're both shooting high percentages, and he's able to go into the paint basically every time. And then I don't go in the paint every time, yet I'm basically scoring every time. So the defense is really, really bad in 2K10. It is just really bad when you put it up next to NBA Live 10.